Alright gamers, welcome back. We're here today with a little bit of a different kind of video. I thought it would be fun to maybe talk about the worst family perks in TCM at the moment. You know, it's kind of a slow period in the game right now, so why not jazz it up and talk about some things that could certainly use a little bit of a buff. There's definitely a handful I could have included, but instead I'm going to list my top 7 here with a couple honorable mentions. So starting out, Insulated. Booby-trapped lamps do not stun you. Now, I'll be honest, this is a perk that I've gotten to level 3 on most people. I've kind of enjoyed running it unironically. I know obviously it's not that great, but you know, if you're wanting to turn a lamp on that could be booby-trapped, you at least get some value. Are you going to get that value ever game? Absolutely not. It's not not worth running ever, but in that odd scenario where there is a trapped lamp, hey, that's one less stun for the victims. Number 6, Sip Sip Sip. Now this is a perk that I think was added to the game after the big skill tree rework, you know, a couple months ago. I don't believe it was on anyone before then, but I could be wrong. But anyway, they added this perk, and at level 3, melee attacks give 30% more blood in your vial, but attack damage is reduced by 20%. So let's look at it. Yes, this is maybe a useful perk if you were wanting to get blood, because you can fill up your vial, you know, a little bit quicker, but your damage is reduced by 20%, which really is just not worth it. You know, getting blood is great, it's fantastic, you should get blood, you should feed it to grandpa, but at the end of the day, the goal is to not let anyone escape, and reducing your damage output is just silly. You know, unless you're playing on someone with an already very low savagery, that's the only reason I could ever consider running this. On anyone with a high savagery, there's no point in running Sip Sip Sip. It's you know, I guess you could have high damage to cancel out a little bit the damage reduction, but at the end of the day, it's just not worth it. You want to get that kill versus getting the blood. Number 5, Punishment. After finding a victim in a hiding spot, 50 extra points of damage will be dealt. Alright, so, you know, at face value, maybe this sounds pretty nice, but after playing Family, how often are you pulling people out of hiding spots? This was the last achievement I got in this game, and I think I got it in like March or April. It took me so long to get that achievement for pulling, I think it was either 10 or 20 people out of hiding spots, but holy cow, no one uses them. That aspect of the game sort of needs to be reworked. I mean, if you don't know, Sissy can literally hide in hiding spots. How often do you ever see a Sissy do that? Almost never. That's one thing that definitely could use reworked in this game, and hence this perk being more or less useless. You know, albeit if you do happen to find a victim in a hiding spot, yeah, you could do some extra damage, but that's a pretty rare occurrence. So moving on, number 4, I Smell Blood. Your proximity range is increased to 3 times, or sorry, your proximity range is increased by 3 times to help you stay focused on the last victim. Now, I'll be honest, I am still struggling to figure out exactly what this perk does in theory. I need to do like a side-by-side from a victim standpoint. I think it more or less just makes the yellow aura for the victims, I guess, increase proximity for that scenario, but the wording is weird because it makes me think like as a family member I should get some sort of, you know, feedback from this. I don't think that's the case, but you know, if there's some secret I Smell Blood meta out there and you people are rocking it, let me know, because in my experience it's always been just a waste of a perk slot and leveling this perk up to level 3. So if there's some tactic out there, let me know. Moving on, number 3, Spring Clean. Before Grandpa activates, your stamina consumption is reduced by 70%. And holy cow, before I could even finish reading off the perk description, this perk is deactivated. Don't use it. It's trash. You know, you might get a rare game where Grandpa is not woken up quickly, and I guess you could say that's a little valuable. But if you spawn, you know, outside of the map and you still have to fight through doors to get into the map, it's just not worth it. Don't waste your time. This was another perk I think they added after the perk rework. While it's fun in theory, if Grandpa's still getting woken up quick, it's just literally you're done with the perk within the 10 seconds of the game starting, and there's no more value. So yeah, don't do it. Number 2, Patience. This is a Johnny unique perk, and the description reads, standing still will reduce your ability consumption rate by 40%. All right, not bad, not bad. We love that, you know, get to use our ability more, you know, keep the consumption rate down, more use. Oh, wait, what? You're telling me we have to stand still? So I can't use my ability, which is to walk around. Oh. Okay, well, I probably should put this perk at number 1 for the worst in the game, but, you know, I guess maybe there's a use out there. I don't know. I don't get this perk. You know, for a long time, it was Johnny's only unique perk, and it was him not using his ability while using his ability. I don't know why this is in the game. Please change it. It needs drastically reworked. Give my boy Johnny some help. And on that note, let's move into the honorable mentions. So honorable mention number 1, warmed up on Johnny, another perk that no one has probably ever ran in the life of this game. After winning or losing a close encounter, you gain 40% to your ability charge. Okay, so Johnny and Cook, I believe, are the only 2 people that can have this perk. And on Cook, you know, it sort of makes sense. He's going to lose some grapples, and in that case, you know, you get some ability charge. Maybe you can quickly use it and spot a victim to tell your teammates where, you know, wherever the person that beat you in the grapple is. With Johnny, it's significantly less useful. You know, maybe you can quickly look for that footprint if for some reason your ability charge was low. I doubt it ever is, but you know, it's just a bad perk. Don't run it. Another honorable mention, of course, this one is also on Johnny, is Master Key. So after the big perk rework, they gave our boy Johnny another unique perk. And what's that mean? Oh, you can burst through you can burst through a latch door instantly 5 times in a game. Man, if only Johnny didn't do that in 2 barges anyway. I guess this is kind of neat. You could maybe catch victims off guard, but also, like, smart victims aren't even going to latch doors against Johnny because of how quick he bursts through them. Two hits takes like 2 seconds. Knocking that down to 1 is not really much of a game changer, but, you know, whatever. Johnny has another unique perk. I guess that's cool. And last but not least, for the honorable mentions, this one I certainly had to put in here, is running Battering Ram on Johnny. When barging a door, each consecutive hit is stronger by 80%. This perk is literally useless. It does nothing on Johnny. The only reason I didn't include this perk like in the actual list is because it is still useful on other family members. You know, if you're on Family House or you know, even Nancy's house or whatever, you can get some good use out of Battering Ram on, say, a Hitch or a Cook or a Nancy. Or actually, I don't know if Nancy has it, but on the other 2. But man, running Battering Ram on Johnny literally will never give you any value, because it's always 2 hits for Johnny to bust through a door, meaning the second hit is the consecutive hit, which means the 80% is useless. Please, I don't know why this is on Johnny. Get rid of it. All right, now that all said, number 1 for the worst perk in the game, Slow and Steady. While sprinting, stamina usage is decreased by 50%, but overall speed is reduced by 10%. All right, so this perk is pretty bad. I guess you could maybe run some sneaky build to have super high stamina to keep chasing people, but at the end of the day, that 10% speed reduction is huge. You can run this perk and you will never catch victims. If they run at you, you can get a hit, but you have to be the right place at the right time for it to be worth it. It's really just not. The speed reduction is so painful. Leveling this perk to level 3 on anyone is awful, especially on Cook and Nancy. My boy Cook moves at a snail's pace with this. It is miserable. Please, if you are going to run this, never run it on Cook. I just don't do it. You shouldn't run this perk anyway. There's so many better perks out there, but you know, I guess if you really like your stamina, here you go, have this and enjoy being slow. All right, so that's it, everybody. Kind of a different video. I don't know. I thought it would be fun to do. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree. If you think I missed some really bad perks, let me know. And you know, family only. You know, if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. And let's say this: if we can get to 50 likes on this, you know, maybe I'll upload my worst victim perks in the game. So 50 likes, let's do that, and I will get that working. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.